You are suffering because you want things to stay, and Buddhism teaches that freedom begins the moment you accept that nothing ever does. Not your body, not your relationships, not your emotions, not your identity. Everything is moving, and the pain comes from demanding that it shouldn't. The mind wants stability. It wants guarantees. It wants a version of life that can be frozen and secured. But reality is not built that way. Reality is a current. Every breath replaces the last. Every cell in your body is aging. Every moment is dissolving as it appears. Impermanence is not a mistake in the system. It is the system. And fighting it is like trying to hold water in a closed fist. We are taught to fear change. We treat it as loss. But look closely. The same force that takes things away is the force that brings new things in. If nothing changed, a bad day would last forever. A broken heart would never heal. A mistake would define you permanently. Impermanence is not just the reason things end. It's the reason healing exists. Think about your worst moment. At that time, it felt permanent. It felt like a final state. But it moved. It transformed. You are not the same person who lived inside that moment. And that is not weakness. That is the nature of existence. Everything is becoming something else. Even you, especially you. Buddhism calls this anicca, the truth of impermanence, not as a threat, as liberation. Because if nothing is fixed, you are not trapped. Not in your past, not in your habits, not in your pain. Every identity you think is solid is already shifting. You are not stuck. You are unfolding. Suffering appears when we say, "This must stay," or "This must go immediately." But life doesn't obey commands. It moves according to conditions. A season doesn't apologize when it ends. A flower doesn't cling on to its petals. Nature releases constantly, and because it releases, it renews. We are the only ones trying to negotiate permanence in a temporary world, and that negotiation is exhausting. Impermanence is not cruel. It's honest. It tells you, enjoy this moment because it will pass. Grieve this moment because it will pass. Nothing you love can be owned. It can only be experienced. And strangely, when you accept that, love becomes deeper, not weaker, because you stop trying to cage it. You meet it fully while it's here. Imagine listening to music. The beauty of a song is not that it lasts forever, it's that it ends. The ending gives the notes meaning. Life works the same way. Moments are precious because they're temporary. Time is valuable because it's limited. Impermanence is what gives urgency to kindness, attention to relationships, depth to experience. Without endings, nothing would matter. Here is the shift Buddhism invites. Instead of asking, "How do I make this last?" ask, "How do I meet this while it's here?" That question transforms fear into presence. You stop trying to secure life and start participating in it. You become less concerned with possession and more concerned with awareness. And awareness is the only thing that can move with change without breaking. Right now, whatever you fear losing, recognize something. It was never promised to stay. Not to punish you, but to remind you to touch it gently, to appreciate it honestly, to love without illusion. Impermanence does not steal meaning, it creates it, because what fades demands attention, and attention is where life becomes vivid. Nothing is permanent, not your sadness, not your confusion, not your current version of yourself. You are not locked into this chapter. You are in motion. And motion is freedom. The door is always open because the walls are always moving. The only prison is believing that they're solid. When you relax into change, fear softens. You stop trying to freeze reality. You float with it. You trust movement instead of fighting it. And in that trust, a quiet peace appears. Not because things stay, but because you no longer need them to. Nothing is permanent, and that's not tragedy. That is space. Space to grow, space to heal, space to become someone new. Life is not leaving you. It's reshaping you. And when you stop clinging to what was, you can finally step into what is arriving. That step is freedom.